Hello, it's Emma from Make and Fable and I'm here with another top tip for you today. Today we're going to learn about opening and closing the loops on the bottom of earring findings so that we can attach various things to them. So two of my macrame craft kits, the larking around earrings and the fringe benefit earrings, require you to be able to open the loop on the bottom of these fishhook earring findings in order to add your design. So both of them are based around a metal component that we macrame around. These components are solid, so we can't open them, but the loop on the bottom of the earring findings provided, we can open. This technique is also the same as if you had created and wanted to create an earring. So if you'd put a bead onto a head pin and created a loop that was wrapped, and you wanted to be able to add that to a fishhook. So it's exactly the same technique. For this, you're going to need a pair of chain nose pliers. So chain nose pliers are flat and smooth on the inside. They can look like this, where they come to a point. They can also be bent chain nose, where the end bends over like this. Either will work. And if your chain nose pliers don't come to a point but they just come to a blunt end, that will be fine too. Let me show you how. So to open the loop on the bottom of your earring, you want to find out first where the loop is. Now then, the earrings provided in my kit, the opening is always on the front of the earring. So if you think that this is the bit, this bit here is the bit that goes through your ear, so this will come out behind your earlobe, and this will be the bit in front, okay? So in the earrings provided in the kit, the loop is always on that side, on the front side. If you're using different ear wires, the loop might end over here, but you just want to see where that tiny little gap is. If you can't see it, you can often feel it. Now I'm using the sides of my chain nose pliers to hold a semicircle, quite a narrow semicircle, on the side where my opening is. It's really tempting when using chain nose pliers and small components to come in and just use the tips, but it will always wobble around. If we come in and use the sides and just grab a small section, it's a really good firm grip. I've also got my ear wire kind of vertical, so you don't want to hold it like this, because what we want to be able to do is twist this ring open. And to do that, all you need to do is hold on with a good grip with the pliers. The pliers stay still, and with the index finger of your other hand, all you're going to do is push this ear wire away from you. So I've pushed it down. If I turn it to the side, you can see that that has now created a gap. So there was no pulling apart, there was no kind of twisting in that sense. It was literally just pushing it away to offset and create a gap. Take your earring component and add it on. Use kind of gravity to help pull that down out of the way. Re-grip that loop in exactly the same way that you did before. This can be a little bit trickier now that there's something hanging on there, but if you use gravity to help pull that down. This little bead detail that is often included in fishhook earring findings will want to slide down and get in the way, and we need to make sure that that's out of the way. So with this, your index finger again, this time on the underside, or the side furthest away from you of the earring, you want to use that first to push that bead up. So I'm kind of pushing it up towards that kind of spring, and then I'm pushing it towards me. So I'm kind of reversing the action that I did. And if I now show you, you can see that that's now come back together. Let's have a look at that again. So I've got my fishhook earring finding. I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers and I'm going to grip that small semicircle down the front of my ear wire. I'm going to turn this to the side so you can see what I'm doing this time. So you can see how I'm holding that. All we're going to do is push the ear wire down to create that gap. You take your component, you add it on, you let that hang down using gravity. You re-grip that bit of earring that you had before. You want to be able to see where the end of the wire poking out, if you can see that there. Okay, and you want to make sure that that bead doesn't get in the way, so we push it up before bringing the ear wire back into alignment. Have a look, and it's all joined. If it looks like your ear wire is coming back into the side of the bead rather than underneath the bead, it means that the bead slipped down. So open it up again and make sure that you're really pushing that little bead up out of the way before you bring it closed. If you've got any more questions about opening and closing your loops on fish hooks, pop a comment underneath and I'll get back to you.